Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I've been following something out of my state that I'm currently in. It was about a missing 4-year-old. There's been some updates. Unfortunately, it's not the updates that we were hoping for. Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and let this play. Shout out to WR to let me repeat that again. Shout out to WRDW News 12 out of Augusta.
Helicopter, which is public information. You can find that on FlightAware's map where they show flight paths for aircraft, and that's public information that
I'll be
any one
right
of you
back.
can go online and see. So we kind of put two and two together. We went out to Union County. We had Meredith Anderson out there. Actually went over to Chester County, and that's when she was able to find some of the search crews that were over there and law enforcement as well. And she actually had said that she ran into Javeayah's family over there because they didn't know what to do. Some of them found out about this news from Facebook, which is just absolutely heartbreaking that she had been deceased. So you're looking at the flight path from Sled's helicopter now. This took off from Columbia yesterday at around noontime, so around that press conference time. Flew from Columbia up to the Great Falls area of South Carolina, which is in Chester County. And you can see from that flight path that they were circling bodies of water up there. So again, we did find Javeayah's family up in that area. We know that there are some addresses and some locations that may be connected to that family that are not far from that flight path as well. So that's something we're continuing to look into. But those are some new updates in the search. So we believe that it is up in the Great Falls area. Javeayah's family was out there yesterday talking to Meredith when she was on the ground, and she had some pictures of the scene there. There's a massive mobile command center. I don't know if do we have those pictures that we can show of some of the law enforcement in the scene, or the command center that was out there? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll just run her whole story. She turned a story from out there real quick. We'll just run that because she has good visuals, and it gives you an idea of what she saw out there. So we'll run that.
It has been a heartbreaking day here at the Debbie Terry Creek access point in Fairfield County, South Carolina. I'm right by the Chester County line. It's about 2 hours from Augusta. I just stepped back into the car because it is getting very dark here and there aren't any street lights. It's a very remote, very rural area. No cell service. We don't have any cell service out here. And some of Javeayah Harris's family members are just a stone's throw from me right now. I've been speaking with them today as they came here and gathered, just waiting for answers. I'll get to that in just a minute, but first, how did I get here? How did I get 2 hours from Augusta? Well, I was tracking Sled's helicopter, and I was noticing that they were doing several rounds around the creek here. So I got in the car and I came here, and when I did, I found that access point was completely blocked, and I learned an investigation recovery effort was being made just behind that blocked access road. I can tell you I've seen DNR today. Just minutes ago, they left with 2 or 3 boats. I also saw the drone team leave. I was hearing drones out here all day. Also 2 ATVs. Multiple agencies are here trying to find Javeayah. I talked with Javeayah's great-grandmother, and she said that there's obviously nothing that they can do, but they didn't know what to do. So they just came here looking for answers. Just a few minutes ago, Javeayah's grandfather told me he found out about it today on Facebook. And so he's been here, he's still here, just looking and waiting for answers. It's been really sad. They've all had tears in their eyes. I've talked with some uncles. There was an aunt who came by as well. They all live really close to this point, so they're very familiar with the area. trying to get information about the search. There has been no updates today, and sadly, Javeayah's family was not able to get any updates as well. But I did see a number of agencies leaving for the day. It looks as though they're wrapping up for the night because they're not able to see anything. Obviously, visibility is bad, and sadly, this is no longer a search effort for this 4-year-old little girl alive. It is now a recovery effort for her body. That's the latest here in Fairfield County, South Carolina. Meredith Anderson, on your side.
And again, that was Meredith Anderson look live last night, so that was not live, and she was in Fairfield County where that search was happening. Again, that was aired last night, so this is not happening currently. And we do know that Sled's helicopter has not taken off today. That's something we actually just checked, so I think that she gave us an update last night that said that search crews were going to be back out here on the air, ground, and water, but again, Sled's helicopter has not taken off yet today. For those of you just now joining us, we are waiting on information. We have a reporter at the detention center. There's supposed to be a bond hearing at 10 o'clock this morning. I know that's gotten a little bit delayed. Your Cindy Hood is actually at the detention center, so I'm reading updates from what she's saying, and again, that's been delayed, so we're expecting a bond hearing this morning for the parents of Javeayah Harris. We may get some more details about what happens with this case. If you're unfamiliar with how bond hearings work, usually there are some details that can come out about a case in bond hearings. The prosecution or state will usually lay those out and talk to the judge and tell them why they think they should be denied bond usually, or sometimes they're okay with bond. In this case, I can assume that the prosecution is probably going to want bond denied. So we're going to learn some new details, most likely, in this case about the parents, about the situation, maybe about what evidence that they have to believe that they should or should not be out on bond. So, of course, as soon as we get that information on whether they are granted bond or denied bond, we will bring that to you live. Your Cindy Hood will have a live update from outside the detention center as soon as she can. We'll also bring you video from inside the courtroom, the detention center, of that hearing as well as soon as we know it. So, I know you guys have a lot of questions too. I'm tracking that, so I'll try to answer as much of those as I can. So that's where we're sitting at right now. We're kind of trying to give you guys an update, and then as soon as we have information on that bond hearing, we'll keep you guys posted. A lot of you are saying no bond, so we'll keep you updated. And I know also a lot of people were asking, why are they searching up in the Great Falls, South Carolina area in Chester County? We've been able to track some addresses that may be linked to the family or the mother that are in that area potentially. So we're working to confirm more information on that. But again, like you heard from Meredith, she said that a lot of Javeayah's family actually showed up to the scene there. They had a large mobile command center, DNRs out there. You can see the response. Law enforcement were the only ones in and out of that public access area. So it was closed to the public yesterday as they were searching. So there were some updates. Do we have the vigil flyer that we can show? Because that's new today too. Okay. A lot of you yesterday were asking about any kind of memorials or vigils. We do know that there is one on social media going around, that there is a candlelight vigil. That'll be tonight at 7 at the alley in downtown Aiken. So right there in the downtown area of Aiken, where all the restaurants are, 7 o'clock tonight. It's a candlelight vigil. You can show up. They want you to bring a candle as well, and you can help honor her. I know a lot of people were asking about that yesterday, so we'll be at that tonight. I'll try to read some comments too. Have they confessed? We do not know. Where is the newborn? We can confirm now. Law enforcement has told us that the newborn that the mother had is with family, with other family. Okay, we are our crew at the detention center is about to go in, so this bond hearing is about to start. Again, we can't live stream that, but I'll try to keep you guys updated live here. We should be getting updates throughout the process, so we will as soon as I have information, I'll let you guys know. And I do want to clear something up, because this was something that happened yesterday a lot too. Was people were a little confused about the whole situation about Javeayah going missing and the chicken coop and the chickens, because we went to the house and posted photos, and people were like, "Where's the chicken coop?" and why was she playing over there? And the mother is charged with filing a false police report. So again, we can almost assume that that never happened. She's been missing and it has been gone for a month at least. So that story was likely not true, and the story that the father also told us was likely not true. I'm sure many of you have heard that phone interview I did with him on Thursday, where he told us his side of the story and what he said happened. So that's something I want to clear up, because I know a lot of people were talking about the chicken coop and when she went missing and when she was last seen. And we talked to neighbors who said that they haven't seen Javeayah in months, and the family had only been there for a couple of months too. Her body has not been found yet. If you're just not joining us, I know so many people are going in and out of the stream. We know that there is a search going on in the Great Falls area in South Carolina. That's in Chester County in the upstate, so it's above Columbia. And Sled's helicopter took off around noon yesterday and was circling bodies of water in the Great Falls area. And Javeayah's family actually showed up to the scene with our reporter on scene, Meredith, and she had talked to them. So here's a photo of the flight path of Sled's helicopter. Has not taken off at all today. So this is the flight path. You can see it almost going along the bank of several bodies of water here. And here's some video from the area too, where they were searching, and some photos. And Fairfield County Sheriff's Office was out there, DNR was out there, and they had a large mobile command center too. But a heavy presence out there. I know that Facebook posts from her family members stating that her body has been found. That's unconfirmed at this time. They've not announced that yet. Yeah, we can show that. Here is the flyer for the candlelight vigil, if you guys are interested. I know a lot of people were asking about this yesterday. So it's going to be tonight at 7 in the alley in downtown Aiken. They want you to bring a candle so you can honor Javeayah's memory here. So I know there's probably going to be a lot of memorials, but this is the one going around on social media for tonight. If they moved in January, is it possible she's been gone since then? Possibly. They said more than a month. I know there's been a lot of speculation on how long she's been gone.
Since
Just
January?
going on what the sheriff's office has said, and that's about a month. Will the bond hearing be live? We cannot stream that live, but we will have updates. I have my phone open, and we have a reporter in the detention center right now. So as soon as I get any kind of update on the bond hearing, I'll let you guys know, and we'll post it too. And when it's done, we'll also have video and maybe some sound from that hearing too. So stick with us. We'll have to roll that back, so we'll have to get that ready. I'm just trying to read some of y'all's comments. They are looking in Winsboro, in that general area. I'm I'm sure they have family in a lot of places. Why that area? I believe that they had information. It was an area of interest, so I'm sure they had information to send them out that way to search. The bond hearing, it should have started at 10, but I know about 6 minutes ago that our crews actually got sent in the back to go in, so should be starting here soon. We'll keep you guys posted. I'm not sure on the status of the search yet today. Sled's helicopter has not taken off, but they did tell us yesterday that they were going to be back out there searching. On here. Would we be covering the trial? Most likely, yes. I would assume so. I'm not sure who the magistrate judge is. Alright, I'm reading an update here. Okay, so an update. The judge said that they are doing a bond hearing for the mother today. The dad may not happen this morning, but it could happen this morning or in a couple of hours. They said the dad might not be ready to go for a bond hearing this morning, so there's a little bit of an update. We may have a bond hearing for just the mother, or may have one for the father later today. Okay, for those of you just joining us, I'll rehash a little bit about what we learned yesterday and where we are now. So yesterday at around 11:30, we went to a press conference with Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer, and we weren't expecting any updates this weekend, and we got that press release that there was going to be a press conference, and we went there, and of course that's where we heard that the Aiken County Sheriff's Office was charging and arresting Javeayah Harris's parents. You see their mugshots here on your screen, with her death and disappearance, charged with homicide by child abuse, and then the mother also charged with filing a false police report. They also told us that the night that 911 call was made, it was too late for Javeayah. They said that she had been gone for at least a month at that point. They believe that she is deceased, and that they were searching in an area outside of Aiken County, and that it was a place of interest, so they weren't going to disclose where that is, but we've since learned where that location is. And he said this has really taken a toll on the community. The sheriff also saying that this is one of the hardest announcements that he's ever had to make in his 30-plus year career in law enforcement. So he wanted to say thank you to the entire community, as well as the search crews and law enforcement partners that came out to help try to find out what happened to Javeayah Harris, too, as they're still trying to recover her. They still don't know where exactly she is, so they're still working right now to try to bring her home to everyone. And we could probably play the phone interview I did with the father, because that gives you an idea and some context as to what we know now versus what we knew then. And I talked to the father on Thursday. He gave us a story, and then now obviously we know that he's charged, and that story is likely not true. So if we could play the father's interviews for people, I know many of you probably have heard it already, but if we want to play that again, we can.
Obvious. And my daughter was outside playing, my girl was out there watching her. She was in and out the house. I say that. And I was going to get up to wash clothes. What else can I say? I left the house around late, maybe like early 7. house. So that's when I hurried up and I got to the house and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in labor because she was supposed to have a baby. You know, what I'm saying, so she ended up having a child that same night on July 1st. But she came up crying to me saying my Javeayah missing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I kind of freaked out. And the detectives were telling me I couldn't go look and stuff like that because they didn't want to mess up the area or whatever. But that's basically what happened up until all of this came about.
Okay. Is she known to run away? Like, has there been past issues with that with her? Is she known to do that?
No, she does not run away, but I will say that she is friendly. Like, she's friendly, like, she doesn't, like, it's not a stranger danger thing where it's not like get away from me. Like, she didn't get that, she didn't understand it. She was just all friendly to everybody, she was very respectful. Like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Like, that's what she do. We raised her great, like, she was a real smart kid. That's why, like, they had me kind of, like, messed up. But they were saying that she was not, like, she's non-verbal and that. Like, yeah, she was like, saying she's autistic and, like, that was, like, the media was fucking, like, messing. I didn't want to cuss, but it was messing my head up a little because they don't even have a good description of my child. They're trying to describe her.
What's a good, is she autistic or is she on the spectrum at all? Is that true?
She was on the spectrum when she was born, but they said that she couldn't be tested until she was 4 years old.
Okay, so it's unknown. You guys just don't know.
Exactly. We never got her tested, and she's never given a sign that she is, autistic. She talks good. She's like very, like she talks better than me. But she got more respect than me.
Understood. So you guys had no idea what could have happened to her.
I have no clue. Like, sir, I don't like. It's really wild, but I gave all of these detectives this information about people snooping around the house lately, like since I started work. Like from Friday, Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday, I had to work. Like, I was working night shifts, and every time I left, my girl would, like, what she would tell me, like, oh, it's been people doing this and then the third round, how they can call, like, they be on the phone with people, like, around the house, like, just talking and walking real slow and things like that. And like, I've been telling them that, but
how are you doing through all of this?
I
It's okay.
I didn't got a little bit of it out, but it's like not knowing is killing me. Yeah, it's killing me, like, because like you see stuff like this often, but you don't expect it to be you.
And is the mother, is she your wife?
No, she's not my wife. She was my girlfriend.
Okay. How is she doing?
She's still a little torn, but she's making it. She's trying to stay calm. We just, like I said, we just recently had a child. She had to really go in labor early because all the stress that was going down. She had that baby the same night that all of this happened.
So that's the interview I did with the dad on Thursday this week, and it gives you some context to the story that he gave us versus where we are now. And to be fully transparent, I'll take you through how we got to that point to where we are now. So originally we were reaching out to family, trying to figure out where they were, who they were, what they knew. So we have the ability to find out names and phone numbers. So we were able to track down some of the family members, and I reached out to several of them, and then I got a call from a number from Chester, and I answered it, started talking to them, and I said, whoa, wait a second, who is this? And he said, I'm the dad. And I said, the dad of who? He said, Javeayah. And I said, oh, okay, obviously started recording, and that's when I started asking some questions, and I was in one of our conference rooms when I started recording, so that's why it's very echoey. And was just asking him some preliminary questions, and of course, if I had more time, I would have asked him more questions and gone more in depth. Obviously, we didn't know what we know now when I was doing that interview, and so I asked him, it was around an 8-minute phone call, I asked him, hey, would you be willing to do an on-camera interview with us later this afternoon? We want to get the word out, we want to share y'all's side of the story and understand what's happening and what you want the public to know about Javeayah. And he tells us, yeah, I'll meet you around 3 o'clock. So we were going to meet up with him and do an on-camera interview later Thursday afternoon. We showed up to the spot that we were going to meet at, and I called him I assume he didn't save my number because he answered, and I said, hey, this is Will from News 12, and he immediately hung up on me. There was no other conversation I had with him. There was no contact. I tried texting them as well, and nothing. So we didn't hear anything after that preliminary interview. So that's why we didn't ask more questions and why we didn't have more from that interview was we thought we had a second interview with him. So what we have is what we have from what the dad said. But I know Brett was on live stream with us yesterday, and he was talking about some of the evidence in this case. And he said, well, is there a possibility that this could be used as evidence in this case? Hard to tell, but you have to imagine that maybe law enforcement was aware of that interview he did with us and what he told us, because he laid out this entire story, and now we know that Javeayah was gone and has been dead for at least a month. And again, that police report from the mother, she's the one who called 911 and said Javeayah was last seen at around 8:15 playing outside in the front yard near a chicken coop with the chickens, and then wandered off and then called law enforcement at around 8:45. Now we know that she's charged with filing a false police report, and none of that was likely true, and none of that story was likely true as well. So again, if you guys are just now joining us, this is happening in Aiken County, South Carolina. For those of you joining us outside the viewing area, we're expecting a bond hearing at 10 o'clock this morning at the detention center for both of Javeayah's parents, and that's been pushed back a bit. Now we're unsure who is going to have a bond hearing today. We believe the mother may have one this morning, and the father's may be pushed back to this afternoon, and we're waiting for an update. We do have a crew inside that detention center now, and we're trying to get live updates for you guys. And I know people were asking about a bond hearing. That's just due process. That happens with any case like this or any criminal case. Bond hearing is just procedural, so everyone has one regardless of the case. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of how we came about and how we got here with the dad's story. So you're looking at video actually from their house. I went over to the neighborhood yesterday and talked to a couple of neighbors. It's interesting because they told me that they haven't seen Javeayah in months, and that family has not been here that long either. And they said that when all of this happened, that the FBI came to the neighborhood and questioned everyone. One of the neighbors said the FBI searched their entire house, came inside and searched everything, went underneath the house, and asked for any kind of video they had. We know that the sheriff's office too, they were asked. Okay, we have an update here. Okay, hold on guys, I'm gonna read this bond hearing update real quick to make sure I have this right. Okay, I'll read this for you live here, guys. Okay, so for the mother, Javeayah Harris, who's charged with homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. No attorneys present with her at the bond hearing this morning. Judge Thornton in Aiken County is presiding over this case. For the homicide by child abuse charge, it carries up to 20 years to life in prison. Judge says, based on the severity of the charge, I do not have the authority to set bond. The judge saying that she needs to go before a circuit court judge for this. For the filing of false police report, that carries up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. Bond would have to be set for $5,000, but because it was connected to the homicide by child abuse charge, the judge denied bond for that. So it seems like the mother has been denied bond at this time, will not be let out of jail. And we were waiting for the father's bond hearing, but we're unsure of when that's going to happen at this time. It may be later this afternoon. They said he might not be ready for the bond hearing. I'm just going to double check this. I know a lot of people are asking if they've actually found Javeayah yet. As of now, no, they have not recovered her yet, but they are searching an area in Chester County, South Carolina, or the Great Falls, South Carolina area. We know Sled's helicopter was in that area, and so a lot of her family members were up there too. And people have been asking us the last couple of days too about the 911 call that the mother made. We've actually requested that. You can usually get that through a FOIA or open records request, but since it's a part of an active and ongoing investigation, they say they can't release it at this time. They told me that their team was still analyzing it. That was a couple of days ago, so that likely will not be released for some time. And when we do hear it, it might be in court for the first time. Okay, so yes, just to double check, the bond has been denied for the mother in this case. She will have her first appearance on September 18th at 9 a.m. So bond denied for the mother. We are waiting on the father. That may happen later today, later this afternoon. I believe they hold bond hearings at 3 p.m. again. And this is in Aiken County, South Carolina, for those of you joining us. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. Gary, if we want to play Meredith's story again, I think that's good. That gives people an idea of where the search stands and what she saw last night in Great Falls. I think that's a pretty good wraparound story that gives everyone an idea of where the search stands. Again, I'll before you play it, I'll recap it real quick. So yesterday, we know that there was a search for Javeayah in an area outside of Aiken County. Sled's helicopter took off at around noon time to go up to the Great Falls area. You're able to track the flight path of aircraft through a website, and it was circling bodies of water. And we were able to find the search area. Meredith Anderson was up there on the ground, found that search area, and she put together a wraparound package of what she saw and what she heard when she was up there. So we'll play that for you guys right now.
It has been a heartbreaking day here at the Javeayah Creek access point in Fairfield County, South Carolina. I'm right by the Chester County line. It's about 2 hours from Augusta. I just stepped back into the car because it is getting very dark here and there aren't any street lights. It's a very remote, very rural area. No cell service. We don't have any cell service out here. And some of Javeayah Harris's family members are just a stone's throw from me right now. I've been speaking with them today as they came here and gathered, just waiting for answers. I'll get to that in just a minute, but first, how did I get here? How did I get 2 hours from Augusta? Well, I was tracking Sled's helicopter, and I was noticing that they were doing several rounds around the creek here. So I got in the car and I came here, and when I did, I found that access point was completely blocked, and I learned an investigation recovery effort was being made just behind that blocked access road. I can tell you I've seen DNR today. Just minutes ago, they left with 2 or 3 boats. I also saw the drone team leave. I was hearing drones out here all day. Also 2 ATVs. Multiple agencies are here trying to find Javeayah. I talked with Javeayah's great-grandmother, and she said that there's obviously nothing that they can do, but they didn't know what to do. So they just came here looking for answers. Just a few minutes ago, Javeayah's grandfather told me he found out about it today on Facebook. And so he's been here, he's still here, just looking and waiting for answers. It's been really sad. They've all had tears in their eyes. I've talked with some uncles. There was an aunt who came by as well. They all live really close to this point, so they're very familiar with the area. Trying to get information about the search, there has been no updates today, and sadly, Javeayah's family was not able to get any updates as well, but I did see a number of agencies leaving for the day. It looks as though they're wrapping up for the night because they're not able to see anything. Obviously, visibility is bad, and sadly, this is no longer a search effort for this 4-year-old little girl alive. It is now a recovery effort for her body. That's the latest here in Fairfield County, South Carolina. Meredith Anderson, on your side.
So a good wraparound, kind of gives you good context as to what's going on with the search there in Great Falls. So we're hoping for some news today, maybe next week, early next week on the search. We're hoping for any news that they've hopefully recovered Javeayah Harris. But give you guys another update on the bond hearing. Give me 1 second.
Okay, I'm here, y'all.
Okay, so the mother, again, just now joining us, the mother has been denied bond, but that is for the
As it
filing a
should
false
be.
police report charge. The judge said that they can't set bond. That judge specifically can't set bond for the homicide by child abuse charge that carries up to 20 years to life in prison because they don't have the authority to do that. It needs to go to a circuit court judge, so higher up here. And then the father is not ready this morning. So we need to get with the sheriff's office and find out when that bond hearing is. So we're unsure when the father's bond hearing will be. The bond hearing? Okay.
Appointed to represent you.
Alright, here's some of the video from the bond hearing. Do we just want to listen to it and let it play, or?
Charges that will be heard in
let's listen to it.
contact the public defender's office to complete the application process. Court dates, times, and locations will be included in the paperwork that I'm about to give you, so don't try to keep up with anything in your head. For charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court, you have
I'll be
the
back
right
in
to
a second.
preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing does not determine if you are guilty or not guilty. It simply confirms if probable cause exists to move forward to trial with the charges that you face. If you want a preliminary hearing, you need to submit the form I will give you within 10 days, and that 10 days starts today. You will get a copy of everything that you sign. Understand that by signing, know that it is not an admission of guilt or anything other than a receipt of the documents as part of this bond hearing process. Please follow the deputy's guidance and sign an initial everywhere that is highlighted in yellow. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Harris, you've been charged with homicide by child abuse. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if convicted, it carries up 20 years to life in prison. You
Yes, sir.
understand that? You've also been charged with filing a false police report of a felony violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
It carries up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or are you going to retain the services? Are you going to retain the services of your own legal counsel?
I can get public assistance.
Okay. So answer a couple of questions for me. Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
And where do you work? Transcom?
Yes, sir.
Do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Both.
And on average, what do you typically bring home every 2 weeks?
1,300.
Anybody else live in the household with you?
Yes, sir. Her father.
So just one?
Yes, sir.
Does he do anything to contribute to the financial status of the home?
He work at the.
Okay. All right, this time, you make too much money to qualify for an appointed attorney. So you're going to need to retain the services of legal counsel on your own.
Okay.
You also have a first court appearance.
It's glitching. Oh, Lord. They don't even know they glitching, do they?
We are having some difficulties with the video, so we'll try to get that to you guys as quickly as we can. It's being fed back to us because this just happened, so that service may be a little spotty out there. So we'll get that back to you and play it to you full. But we heard Javeayah Harris for the first time and saw her for the first time in jail clothing there at her bond hearing this morning. If you're just now joining us, she was denied bond for the filing the false police report charge. The judge did not have the authority to deny bond or set bond for the homicide by child abuse charge. That needs to go to a circuit court judge. We're unsure of when that's going to happen. I believe they said her arraignment, her first appearance, will be on September 18th at 9 a.m. So about more than a month away at this time. We were waiting on the father's bond hearing this morning as well. We were told they were both going together, and he was not ready. So that will happen at a later date. We will get with the sheriff's office and try to get you updates on when exactly that's going to happen. That could be later this afternoon. It could be a completely different day as well. But again, you just saw some video from the bond hearing. We will play the full thing out and play more video as soon as we get that fully fed back so we have better signal and we can play it out and hear it better too. But gives you an idea of what's going on. I'll try to read some of y'all's questions too.
Let me skip on a little bit.
You make too much money to qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So you're going to need to retain the services of legal counsel on your own. You also have a first court appearance set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue Southeast in Aiken. If you're able to bond out, then you'll need to be there for this first appearance. If you have not bonded out on these charges, the sheriff's office will transport you to the courtroom. Does Victim Services have anything they'd like to add to the record this morning?
Yes, we ask that she complies with the DSS requirements.
Very good. Is there anyone from law enforcement that is here to put anything on the record? Very well. All right. Ms. Harriet, with regards to the homicide by child abuse, it carries 20 years to life if convicted. Based on the severity of the charge and the penalty that it carries, I do not have the authority to set bond. You will have to go before a circuit court judge. A circuit court judge will. Filing false police report of a felony violation. That bond would have been set for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond. So these two are going to be connected together, and a circuit court judge will hear that. So as of this morning, there is no bond that is set for you. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, there you go. So that was the bond hearing this morning for the mother of Javeayah Harris here. We do have a reporter there. Are we going to have her live at all? Okay. Okay, we will have a live report from near the detention center in about 5 to 10 minutes from a reporter there on scene. But again, we got our first look. We heard from her, the mother, for the first time here. She's denied bond in Aiken County for filing a false police report. The judge couldn't set bond or give bond for the homicide by child abuse charge because it had to go to circuit court judge. I'm just trying to keep up to date with some things.
And there's also some new updates. Okay. Skip on. This is dead air.
Court-appointed attorney there, and another question that was asked of her by the judge was who else lives in the household, and her answer to that was, quote, the father. That's all she said. And then the judge asked her where he works, and she said DHL. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty quick in there. I mean, it was quiet. Like I said, there were no attorneys present with her. She was cuffed at the ankles whenever she came in, and just really didn't see a lot of emotion in there. I mean, even I was watching her as she was signing the papers before the deputies took her back into custody. Didn't really see anything but a blank face in there, but just very quick in there. But of course, we're camping out here at the detention center as we wait to see if we'll see Javeayah's father in court today.
Yeah, again, the newest update too is that she was denied bond, and we were waiting and hoping to see the bond hearing for the father this morning too, but that has since been delayed because they said he was not ready for the bond hearing this morning. So we're checking with the sheriff's office to see exactly when that will be. Sydney, what was the process this morning when you got there? Just for people who don't understand what you have to do for a bond hearing, take us through what the steps are, what the process is. It was supposed to start at 10 o'clock too.
Yeah, well, on our end, we have to file paperwork to get permission from the judge to have our cameras present in there. So, I mean, if you want me to kind of take you through my day, I will. I got out here at around 9:20. I wanted to get here early enough to make sure that we are ready to go, since judges typically like to get through these things quick and fast here. We gave our paperwork to the front desk here at the detention center. They sent it back to the judge for him to look it over, and that took about 20 or so minutes. Around 9:40, 9:45, the front desk told me that somebody would come to bring us back to the courtroom at 10 o'clock, and then around 10:15, I think I told you, Will, that we were still waiting to go back, and then shortly after I sent that message to you, somebody came back, told us the procedures and how this was going to work, that they would bring us back into the room, and before bring us back into a room before bringing us into the courtroom to set us up where cameras are supposed to set up there. But yeah, nothing really more to say there. I mean, it was like I said, typically, these things start on time, but I mean, you never know with court. There could be a multitude of factors that went into why we didn't start right at 10 o'clock this morning. I mean, you have to think it's a weekend, but it's also a holiday weekend, so that also factored into that, I'm sure, as well.
All right, thanks, Cindy, for the insight too. I'll keep you on here. We can kind of talk about yesterday as well, because you've been on the last couple of days with the search efforts, and then also the press conference too. So, and I'm just going to answer some questions as well. Yes, you can go to bond hearings in South Carolina, just decide. So I don't know. There's been a lot of people coming in and out. I think we could play the bond hearing again for people who haven't seen that and hear from her. So if we want to play the video from the bond hearing,
yeah,
we'll play that in a second. Okay. All right. Well, we will fill until we're ready here. I'll let you do that.
Miss Harris, you've been charged with homicide by child abuse. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if convicted, it carries up 20 years to life in prison. You understand that? You've also been charged with filing a false police report of a felony violation. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
It carries up to 5 years in prison or $5,000 fine. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or are you going to retain the services? Are you going to retain the services of your own legal counsel?
assistance.
Okay. So answer a couple of questions for me. Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
And where do you work?
Transcom.
Transcom?
Yes, sir.
Do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
About weekly.
And on average, what do you typically bring home every 2 weeks?
1,300.
Anybody else live in the household?
Yes, sir. Your father.
So just one?
Yes, sir.
Does he do anything to contribute to the financial status of the home?
He worked at DHL.
Okay. All right, at this time, you make too much money to qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
So you're going to need to retain the services of legal counsel on your own. You also have a first court appearance set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial
Okay,
Center,
September
on North
18th.
Avenue Southeast in Aiken.
Remember that date, y'all.
If you're able to bond out, then you'll need to be there for this first appearance. If you have not bonded out on these charges, the sheriff's office will transport you to the courtroom. Does Victim Services have anything they'd like to add to the record this morning?
Yes, we ask that she complies with the ESS requirements.
Alright. Very good. Is there anyone from law enforcement that is here to put anything on the record? Very well. Alright. Is there anything with regards to the homicide by child abuse? It carries 20 years to life if convicted. Based on the severity of the charge and the penalty that it carries, I do not have the authority to set bond. You will have to go before a circuit court judge. The circuit court judge will basically do what I'm doing, but will have the authority to set bond on you. Sometime within 30 days, you will have that opportunity to go before the circuit court judge. With regards to the filing false police report of the felony violation, that bond would have been set for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond. So these two are going to be connected together, and the circuit court judge will hear that. So as of this morning, there is no bond that is set for you. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Witness sign condition where it's highlighted in yellow.
Alright, so that was the bond hearing this morning for the mother of Javeayah Harris. And Sydney, you were at that
Damn,
hearing for
that's
people
hot.
just now joining us. Run us through a little bit of what your thoughts were when you were there, what you saw, what you heard, what it was like seeing her for the first time and hearing her. I know she didn't say much, but...
Yeah, she really didn't say that much, Wilbur.
She didn't.
Didn't really see a lot of emotion on her face.
It was like she was just there. It's like she was basically just like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. No emotion anywhere. And I'm gonna get to the dad's hearing in the next few minutes.
I was making sure to watch her as the judge was announcing the charges and the denying the bond there. Didn't really see like her eyes widen or anything, so really just didn't see any kind of movement or anything on the face that caught my eye there. But again, like you mentioned, that was our first time seeing her this entire time, really. I mean, of course, the first time that we've seen her since she was arrested, but we didn't see her last week, of course, while law enforcement was in the area searching for Javeayah. But yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, pretty procedural for the most part, I thought. But yeah, it was quiet in there, as you can imagine, and it's what I expected it to be. Just very quiet, very procedural,
Yeah,
nothing out of the ordinary.
no big deal.
And you heard that she does have to abide by DSS requirements, so DSS is now involved according to the court. We knew that from law enforcement too. She did request a public defender, but excuse me, she was denied because she makes too much money. No one was in court with her. I know some people were asking if family was there. She didn't even have an attorney with her. This morning, her arraignment, so her first appearance will be on September 18th. That will be at 9 a.m. That's when she will enter into a plea of guilty or not guilty. So that's usually what happens at those first appearances. So I'm reading some of the comments here. A lot of people are asking if Javeayah has been found yet. She has not been found yet. They are still searching. We know that they're searching about 2 hours from Augusta in Great Falls, South Carolina, which is in Chester County. So it's the upstate past Columbia, South Carolina. We know that because SLED's helicopter took off at around noon yesterday. You can look at the flight path, and it shows them circling bodies of water up there. We know Javeayah's family actually showed up. Your Meredith Anderson was on the ground talking to family members yesterday, and they were just torn up about all of this. As you can imagine, it's a small town. It's very rural out there too, so everyone knew what was happening and heard it. So they went to the site of where the search was going on in a public boat launch, and which has been completely shut down to the public. And it's just heartbreaking that some of the family members learned about all of this, and that that Javeayah was deceased through Facebook, which is extremely hard to imagine, and I can't. It's unimaginable. So I can't imagine what the rest of this family is going through. I know that a lot of people have asked where the rest of the family is, so they have our contact information as well. We're waiting to hear from them. But still a lot of questions, and we're hoping that Javeayah is brought home to Aiken County, and there is some closure and some justice given to the community and her family, and for Javeayah too. And Sydney, you were at the press conference with me yesterday, and it was extremely emotional, and it was heartbreaking to hear the sheriff talk about the outcome that we have now.
It was very somber, Will. You saw it in his face as he was walking down to the podium, and you certainly heard it in his voice. The first words that came out of his mouth have stuck with me ever since then. He said that this is the hardest announcement that he's ever had to make in his 36 years in law enforcement, and he stated the obvious, that it's not the news that they wanted to deliver to the community, but it's the outcome that they must face and that the community must face here. And it's this entire time, ever since Javeayah was reported missing on Tuesday, ever since that 911 call came down, seeing how the community has come together for this little 4-year-old girl who no one knew before Tuesday, seeing how many people know her name, her face now, and how they're coming together and wanting to honor her and bring some justice to her and to her name. It's been outstanding to witness, Will, just seeing the complete strangers who have wanted to help, who have been worried about her, who want to do anything that they can to try and help bring this little girl home. And people have been doing that by either sharing her photo, making posters, putting up digital billboards, or just like trying to come out and offer their help. I mean, it's incredible to have watched the community come together and honor her, and certainly we'll see that tonight with the vigil that's planned at the Valley. I believe that's 7 o'clock tonight in Aiken, and again, just it's really powerful to through social media, seeing how people have come together through this one common theme here, and that is, of course, Javeayah Harris, and wanting to come together and just honor her life, and like I said, continue saying her name and continue putting her face out there until she's ultimately brought home.
And hopefully she is brought home. We're hoping for some news soon on that search for her up in Great Falls, South Carolina, an area outside of Aiken County that the Sheriff's Office says is an area of interest at this time where they are looking. But a lot of people are asking status of the child that the mother had the night she called 911 when Javeayah was reported missing. That baby, the newborn baby, is with other family at this time. And I want to tell people that, again, there is a vigil tonight for Javeayah Harris. That'll be at 7 o'clock at the Alley in downtown Aiken. They want you to bring your own candles too, and here's the flyer. So if you have time tonight to go honor her family, I know a lot of people were wondering if there were any memorials or vigils happening, and this one came out this morning. So again, at 7 o'clock at the Alley in Aiken. So again, if you're just now joining us, bond has been denied for Javeayah Harris's mother.
As it should be.
That was for the filing a false police report charge. The judge said he didn't have the authority to set bond for the homicide by child abuse charge. That'll have to go to a circuit court judge. So that'll be at a different time. And then we were also waiting on the father's bond hearing this morning. He was not ready, so that could be at a later date or a later time today. We're following up with the Sheriff's Office to find out when that's going to happen.
Okay, we're done here. We're gonna go to the update right now of the father in court.
I started running my home garage because the worker industry wasn't working for my buddies in the trades. We're building something better.
This is where my story begins. Overcoming every fear.
Been dead for a month, and they believe that she's been dead, and she's not even in the area, according to what law enforcement has told us. A really complex story. I understand that's a lot of information. It's all on our website too. It's on our Facebook pages. We've been keeping this updated, and that's about it. We'll have more information on the court hearings as we learn when that will be. We know it'll be in the next 30 days or so, and we'll keep you guys updated. I can try to answer some questions. There are a lot of you in some of these platforms. So if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to try to answer anything I can. Again, if you're just now joining us, you see it on your screen. Both parents were denied bond today, but they will have to go to a circuit court judge in South Carolina because the homicide by child abuse charge is a charge that carries life in jail or death, or life in prison, excuse me, or death. And that judge you heard this morning is not able to do that, does not have the authority to set bond for a charge like that. So they will have to go to a circuit court judge, and I think we can play that video of Dad being in court. We'll play that one more time for you guys so you guys can hear that. Maybe. Okay.
This is the father going to court, being in court.
Sunday, July 5th, 2026. My name is Judge Thornton, and you're in bond court. When bond is set, and if you can meet the requirements of the bond, you will be released from this facility. However, being released on bond will have no effect on your charges or your day in court. You've been charged with homicide by child abuse, which carries a prison sentence if convicted of 20 years to life. You understand that? Yes. You have the right to a jury trial. You also have the right and obligation to attend all court proceedings. You have the right to represent yourself get your own attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the court may appoint an attorney to represent you. We will start that qualification process today, but it is up to you to follow up. Your case is going to be heard in General Sessions Court. So after today's preliminary application, you will be given an opportunity to meet with the Public Defender's Office to confirm if that's the direction you want to go. Court dates, times, and locations of all future court dates and proceedings will be included in the paperwork that we give you today. Charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court, you also have a right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing does not determine if you are guilty or not guilty. It simply confirms that there's probable cause sufficient to move forward to trial with the charges that you face. Understanding all this and the charges and the penalties that you face, you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or do you plan on contesting these charges by retaining your own legal counsel?
I don't have that attorney yet.
Let's just see if you qualify. So a court-appointed attorney. Are you employed anywhere? Where do you work?
DHL registered.
Say that again for me.
DHL registered.
And do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? Weekly. And what do you, on average, bring home every week?
It was my first check. I haven't seen it.
So you don't know. All right, besides you, how many of us live in the household with you?
My girlfriend, my child.
All right, does she contribute to the financial status of the house as well?
Yes, sir.
No sound. I hate that dead air.
First initial court appearance date.
I'll be right back, y'all.
18th of this year, 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue, Southeast in Aiken. So, once again, I'm trying to keep up with all these numbers and dates that we had. It'll be a part of the paperwork that I'll give you in just a few minutes. Remember that you also have a right to request a preliminary hearing paperwork as well. You've got 10 days to submit that paperwork, and that 10 days starts today. Now, with regards to...
Unlike leading competitive models, InSinkErator disposals feature heavy-duty DuraDrive induction motors with jam-busting torque to take on tough food scraps, so you can grind food waste faster. Back to what's important to you.
Could get you life in prison. So today's bond is being denied, and it's also being transferred to the circuit court, where a circuit court judge will hear this case within the next 30 days. And the circuit court judge will set the bond for the charge. But for now, there is no bond. Right? I do not qualify you at this point for a court-appointed attorney. my advice to you to seek legal counsel to represent you as you move forward. And best of luck to you. We're adjourned.
With victim services, we are asking that he complies with DSS requirements.
Yes. Thank you, Victim Services. I appreciate that. You comply with DSS's requirements. Right? That's a condition of the bond. Yes. All right. Very good. Thank you. All right, come on. Let's let him sign his paperwork.
All right, again, that was the bond hearing for Javeayah Harris, who's the father of 4-year-old Javeayah Harris. The mother also had a bond hearing this morning. Both denied bond. Both will have to go to a circuit court judge to address that homicide by child abuse charge, which will be in the next 30 days, so we'll keep you updated with that. But he heard the judge say before court was adjourned, he said, good luck to you as he tries to find counsel to represent him in this case. We do have some photos that we want to show you. Our crews after court went out to the house in the neighborhood where Javeayah was allegedly last seen, which we know that is not true, but this is the house that the parents lived in, and you can see a little memorial here. This was not out there yesterday, but some flowers and some stuffed animals, and most importantly, the Minnie Mouse stuffed animal there. That was what Javeayah was last seen in, was Minnie Mouse pajamas, and that's what was on the description of her when she was reported missing by her mother. So some good gestures there by the community, but I'm sure memorials will continue to grow. It gives me goosebumps just seeing those pictures there. Just a terrible story, and this community has been through so much trying to get answers and trying to bring Javeayah home. But again, the Minnie Mouse stuffed animal, really, really powerful symbol for what everyone has been through and the story behind Javeayah. And again, the search for Javeayah still continues here today as they try to bring her home and recover her so we can finally understand what happened, and hopefully they can find her so we get some answers and get some justice for her too moving forward. I know that's what the FBI said yesterday, is that they were hoping to bring her home so that they can give the family some closure and bring some justice for Javeayah. But I think this is going to wrap up our coverage today. Again, both parents denied bond, will be behind bars until further notice, until they get another bond hearing in about 30 days for the circuit court judge. But if you guys aren't from here, or if you need to catch up, we have our full coverage. You can see it there on the bottom of your screen, WRDW.com. We have extensive team coverage on this entire case, and we're also on Facebook, all of the reporters. We have Meredith Anderson, WRDW, my name, Will Rio, WRDW, Sydney Hood, WRDW, Nick Proto, all of the anchors here, all the reporters have been posting live updates. So if you guys want to keep up to date with what's going on and get the latest and factual information, you can go to our website, you can go to our Facebook page, you can shoot us messages, shoot us emails if you have questions, or if you have any tips or information. We'll try to answer those and get to some of those tips, because we're still looking into this. We're backgrounding people. We're backgrounding some of the information that's out there. So, again, we appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope everyone had a safe and happy 4th of July yesterday and had a good holiday weekend, too. But as soon as we get more updates, we'll keep you guys posted. We appreciate you watching.
That's the most up to date that they have. I try to keep y'all posted on this. Prayers to this little girl's family. The fact that the parents took out this child pisses me off to no end. May this child be found, and may this child find some peace. I'll see y'all later.